Autumn has arrived. All right. Huddle up, witches. Today, we are styling some autumnal outfits. We're not like quite there yet. Some of these are for when the weather gets like truly crispy crunchy. Currently, Mother Nature is teasing us, and the anticipation is just killing me. Like literally there's still days where I'm like, do I wear shorts? But I refuse because it's autumn. All right, I want blazers, I want burnt tones, I want witchy dresses, and I want to wear knee-high boots without sweating my ass off, okay? All right, but let's jump into the first outfit, shall we? We're just about to saddle up the horses and go down to the stable. I love this look. I never wear this dress because it's kind of see-through. So I wanted to try and style it as a personal challenge to myself in an autumn outfit because it is kind of a summer dress, but I like to challenge myself and style things that seem like they're for other seasons, but for whatever season it is. Obviously, there's things that are just like not weather appropriate. Generally, I like to try and wear things all year round. Like, I don't think clothes have to have a season. I don't think colors, like, don't wear white after Labor Day, whatever. And I thought it just looked simply darling with this oversized blazer and these boots. I'm so ready for knee-high boots. It's time. This blazer is honestly one of my favorite thrift finds. I think I say that about everything, but you know what? I don't buy things that I don't love. I just feel like it's the perfect oversized fit because sometimes it's too oversized and it's like you're drowning in the garment. I can wear like a sweater under this. It's not too snug or anything, especially on like the arms. Why are armholes so tiny? Can someone please comment below? Sorry, I'm like hulking out of all of my long sleeves. Didn't realize it was a crime to have like bulging biceps, but the hat was a final addition to this outfit. I wasn't sure about it, but then I was like, are you sure about anything in life? This hat just makes every outfit look a little British, and I really like that about it. All right, but that is the first outfit. Let's try on the next one. This is not the outfit I planned to put on, but the outfit I planned to put on ended up looking really stupid and gross, and I didn't want to wear it. We ended up with something pretty hot, if I do say so myself. I feel like a vampire that rides motorcycles. Also, forgive the skirt, it might be a little uneven because I just chopped it. It is what it is. This skirt was like below my knees at a really unflattering length, and so I chopped it off, and then I chopped it off a little more because I'm crazy. No, the waistband is like a little big on me, so it sits really low. So it was just kind of long. I wanted it to be a little bit shorter, so I made that happen for myself. And then the top is kind of a matching little silk top. These two pieces are actually from my grandma. She gave me like a bunch of silky nightgowns, silky tops, silky skirts, and then I threw the jacket on top. Also, sorry if you can hear the leather just like creaking around. It's creaky leather jacket. It's haunted, okay? And then the knee-high boots, because like what the heck else am I gonna wear with this outfit, you know? And that's the look. This is a date night look. You know, it's a little safe with all the black. It's really comfortable, stretchy waistband, maybe you're going out to dinner, but it's still like sexy cute. So I think it's a great date night outfit. And I actually might wear this out in a couple nights and I'll have to report back, let you guys know how it went. Yes, please. Please and thank you. I'll take 10 more. Is this my favorite of the bunch? Perhaps. I love this kind of silhouette. Like, I think ultimately, if I had to pick one look that is like my top look, top tier, forever and always, it's to look like an androgynous elf. But this is probably my second, you know? Billowy, eccentric, rich Victorian lady who lives in a haunted house. Her husband mysteriously died. Local legend says she's a witch, but no one really knows. Those kind of vibes. Now, this shirt was featured in one of my favorite looks from my last autumn video, which by the way, thank you guys so much for watching that. It's my most viewed like style video. And yeah, I think this top is just like, it's a great top. It's originally from Everlane, but I thrifted it, and it just has these fantastic billowy sleeves. The color is scrumptious. I love the little Peter Pan collar, and for this look, I layered it with my little chainmail necklace. I thought the silver would go well with the silver shoes. I feel like these colors, silver, olive, black, they kind of just all look really well together. Now, these little silver heels I actually recently got because I was going to a wedding and I was wearing a dark velvet green dress. And so originally I thought, oh, maybe like a gold or a brown heel would be good. But I waited too long and I had to just run to the DSW in the city and get whatever I could find because I didn't have time to like order anything or bop around to a bunch of stores. And so I tried on a few pairs and I was like, oh my God, I can't walk in heels. I was left with little option. And then I stumbled across these and I was like, silver and green. Yes, I'll take them. And they were clearance. The other thing that was lower on the list, but like still important to me, I didn't really want to get a heel that could only be worn in a formal setting because I go to formal events so infrequently. I was like, these are just going to gather dust. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on shoes that I'm going to wear once a year maybe. So that was the other reason these ones just kind of called to me because I was like, they're really comfortable and they can be dressed down. Case in point. And is it just me, or if I wore like boots with this outfit, I could wear this to the Ren Fair. And honestly, I kind of want to always look like I'm headed to a Ren Fair. Okay, this has nothing to do with this next look, but I started reading the Cottagecore series. I'm like halfway through the first book, and guys, I really like it, and no spoilers, but let me know if you are also a fan, and hopefully once I finish this first book, we can like chat about it. Loving it so far. Maybe a little slow, but also my attention span is like in the pooper. So I've been trying to work on that by reading more and consuming more like slow form content, long form content, whatever you want to call it, watching more movies, reading more books. But to tie that into this outfit, this totally looks like a lurking around the used bookstore kind of outfit. This is like my ultimate autumn coat because it's kind of lightweight, the color, hello. And I also got it in London, my first time in London last October. So it was like October, I was like traveling abroad. I was like, oh my God, I was on holiday. Yeah, it just always reminds me of that. So I call it my autumn jacket. Underneath, we have a shirt and some pants, thank God. I thrifted this shirt in the not too distant past, and it's a long sleeve. Originally, I considered cutting the sleeves off, but I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore. And I mentioned this in one of my recent videos and got some comments that were like, don't chop the sleeves off. Thank you guys for looking out for me. I'll probably keep them long sleeve because, you know, we're entering the season for long sleeves and I'm also feeling lazy. We got the brown belt. Do the browns match? No. Do I care? Also no. These are some of my favorite jeans because they're a wide leg and they it's a wide leg, not a flare leg, but they kind of flare. I don't know, depending on your stance, they sort of have a bit of a flare. And I think they look really great with these black pointy boots, my witchy boots. These boots have been collecting dust the past few months, as you can imagine. And I'm really excited to wear them again. They kind of have a bit of a Western look as well. I like that they're both witchy and Western, and that's kind of the two sides of my personality, cowboy and witch. Well, isn't this just darling? If you were to Google Cottagecore autumn, I feel like you would find this top. This would be the first thing to come up. I thrifted it, but its origins are from Le Target. And like sometimes Target has some cute stuff, not gonna lie. And then sometimes, most of the time, they have trash. Now these jeans are a recent hand-me-down from my sister and they're a bit too long, but I haven't gotten around to hemming them. So if you see my hem tuck coming undone, no you didn't see nothing. For shoes, I'm wearing my favorite loafers. These are also thrifted, but they're originally from Franco Sarto. They're so comfortable. I could wear these for hours, walking around all day. Easy. So I highly recommend. And then just for a bit of color, I added my little embroidered bag. This thing is so cute and so impractical. It's impractical because it doesn't fit like anything. And it's cute because, I mean, look, this is definitely one of the more simple outfits for today, but I think it's really cute. I would totally wear this to like go walk through Central Park, see all of the autumn leaves. Can't wait for December to get here so I can go do that, am I right? It does feel like every year the seasons just get pushed up more and more. This velvet top has been waiting for its moment. And here it is. This outfit is totally giving practical magic, and I am so here for that. This skirt is a recent thrift find, and I didn't even try it on at the store. I was waiting in line and I saw it on the rack. $3. So I was like, I'm taking the gamble. And I'm not typically a gambling man, but it worked out and it's so cute. It has buttons all the way down the front, which for a long skirt is like one of my favorite things ever, because that's so like 90s, early 2000s. And then it's just like brown, beige, black, floral pattern, leafy pattern, perfect autumn skirt. Also thrifted the top. It's like a very dark brown velvet. Fits like a glove. I can't gain a single pound or else this top won't fit and then I'll cry. And I feel like they look so good together. I threw in a couple of long, dangly crystal necklaces. I have my rings. All I need is some kind of like patchouli scented spray and I am like good to go. I also paired my brown boots once again with this. Now look, do I think this brown is the best color pick for this outfit? Probably not. But I didn't think my black boots looked good with this. And you wanna know why? Do you wanna know why? I'm gonna tell you, even if you don't wanna know. I don't like a thick ankle on a boot. When I ordered my chunky black boots, I almost returned them because I like a cinched ankle. I don't like a thick, flabby ankle on my boot. And my black boots are kind of given that, so they just didn't look good with like the long skirt. If you know, you know. So I'm honestly on the hunt for a second pair of black boots. Do I need them? No. It's not the end of the world. But it would be cool to get a pair of black boots that are a little more of the silhouette of these brown boots that I have. A little more sleek, a little more like fitted, particularly around the ankle. But boots are expensive, okay? So I'm praying to the thrift gods. If you want to join me in prayer, you're totally welcome to. Dark floral pattern, green corduroy pants, loafers. I'm ready for the library. I'm ready to go write as school paper in the dark by candlelight with a quill and ink. Was anyone else one of those kids that got the quill and ink from Barnes and Noble and then you try to like make parchment, make like old paper by like dipping it in tea water and like crinkling it up? Anyone? Anyone else? I think this outfit is entirely thrifted. Yeah. Every single piece. Now, I love a blouse top that actually doesn't have any buttons up the front. It buttons on the back of the neck. I want more of that going on in my life. I think why I like it is because then you get to like display your necklaces down the front and there's nothing intruding. It bothers me a little bit that this bag is such a different shade of green than the pants, but not enough to not wear this bag with these pants. Clearly. This is our final outfit, guys. I know our journey has come to an end. And this is actually a dress underneath. But this dress I haven't worn in a while because it's kind of like stretched out and the top is like really low hanging and I can't like bend forward without. So I don't really wear it anymore, which is a little sad because this was one of my most worn dresses. It's just like a simple black dress. It ties in the back and it has buttons all the way down the front. And we know how I feel about buttons all the way down the front. Tragedy that I can't wear this anymore without exposing myself to the world. But then I discovered throwing baggy sweaters over things and continuing to wear those things as a skirt, quote unquote. We also have my brown satchel bag because I just felt like this outfit needed a little something more going on. Needed some accessories. And then for footwear, I went with my black loafers. Now, these loafers are originally from Madewell, but I thrifted them for like $30. And then I looked up Madewell and I was like, surprisingly expensive. So these ended up feeling like a steal. Once again, I think everything is thrifted. 1,000 years ago, when I was visiting New York before I lived here, I went to Flamingo's Vintage by the Pound, and I got this for like $9. And then when I moved to New York like 4 years ago, I looked them up again. They were closed. No! But then they reopened, and I stumbled across them randomly when I was randomly walking around the city, which I never do. So I think it was meant to be. But yeah, I've had this sweater ever since. It's my favorite sweater in the world. Also, apologies for no vertical B-roll with this outfit. My phone died. I'm usually filming simultaneously on my phone, so I'm not like switching my camera back and forth between horizontal and vertical. And I started recharging it and it was taking forever, and I was like, you guys get the gist. Well, friends, we have reached the end of our journey together, and here we must part ways. If you would like to find me on other parts of the internet, I'm usually lurking on Instagram, TikTok. I have music on all major music platforms. And until next time, have a wonderful day. Okay, bye.